Listening to this may help you change your life for the better. I'd like to share some things that have helped me change my life for the better in a lot of different ways when I really got into what one could call personal development. But really what I like about that is really understanding that it's personal. You know, we have our own healing story, as I say, our own healing journey. And it's about owning your own story, minding your own business, and really being able to open yourself up and see that there's so much richness and there's so much potential inside of you that sometimes it can be a little daunting, it may seem, because there's really no perfect in a way that we as humans tried to find or tried to create and seek, that we're already loved by the gift of life itself, and what we do with that is completely up to us. So there is a lot of free will in life and in a lot of different ways where we can make a choice, and as we kind of clean the mirrors inside of ourselves, we can make more clear choices in life. When we connect the dots inside of our life and really understand that as we change, we can change our life. But if we get it backwards, then it could be like hitting our head against a wall. And in reality, where I come in and bring to the mix, because I've had just some amazing mentors, and that's a huge part of the personal development is mentorship and really building relationships and really starting to build relationships and understanding that you can model different people who have succeeded in what you want to achieve yourself. You don't have to necessarily reinvent the wheel, that there are a lot of paths that have been paved, so we can tap into that. We have like a completely different challenge in ways because we have all these resources. We have everything given to us. Those who came before us, they didn't necessarily have all the tables, the lights, the venues, the chairs, like everything set up for us. So we have to be more resourceful. We have to share. We have to connect more in a lot of different ways. Where before it was more of a hustle, it was more of a grind. And so that's where really meditation comes in and really enhances it in a lot of different ways, because it helps you go beyond the senses, go beyond your mind, and really start to understand what's really going on inside of you, and to see for yourself how that may influence and affect your life. And so as you change your innerscape and what's going on inside of you in the inner game, and really mend that, be open in bringing forth healing and letting go of a lot of things that may divide us and may create hesitation inside of our life, because that's some of the potential is that when we hold that stuff inside and we project our negativity and our negative emotions that we're carrying, maybe we get jealous of somebody else or something, that's just part of the world we're living in now, is that we have so many examples of success that it could be easy to be rubbed the wrong way. When there's a beautiful story that portrays the lesson here very well, in the sense of like two people going by and they see a CEO or one of the head honcho guys enjoying himself at lunch, and they both make two different remarks. One makes a very optimistic, positive, that's going to be me one day, and another one makes a critical statement, and that's understanding that when we're being critical and when we're looking for the dirt on the window, even though there could be a beautiful, beautiful sunrise or sunset or what have you, it's partly of how we perceive it. A big portion of it is how we look at it. And as we look at it differently, we can change our experience. As we expand our vocabulary, it's been shown that people are able to express their experience in a broader sense, in a more artistic way, to be able to express themselves and what they're going through and what they're feeling. And that's partially why I'm creating this, is because it's like we've created all these obstacles and all these barriers, even though like we have all the tools that we can broadcast. We can all create our own channel, our own show, and we can broadcast every single day worldwide at a very affordable rate. It doesn't cost us that much compared to what actually it takes. So there's a lot of things that we're not really necessarily aware of that go into that process. That's where the meditation comes in, to being able to broaden the perspective and look, like I'm not the only one that has helped made this happen. It may be my show, but there's so many people that have come into the mix and helped lay the foundation for the whole network and the whole power and everything. And then on top of that too, in the time that we are at, where I think this can scale a lot, is being able to allow the audience to create content and engage with the audience in a lot of different ways that weren't necessarily as accessible in a physical sense before. So that's really interesting. And being able to just let go of the barriers and really coming alive and coming passionate about something. That's a big part of it. And being able to understand that you don't have to live in a depressed state. All of these experiences of anxiety and stress and everything, like, there are many ways to be able to look at it and to be able to gain an understanding of what's really going on and how to best approach it. So an energetic level has really helped me in being able to understand it and navigate myself through it, because that's part of my journey, that's part of my search, has been seeking happiness. One of the experiments and the little things that I've put myself in was being able to live off of as little physical things as possible and just pursue myself in my spiritual thirst endeavors, and become as happy as I possibly could. And, I was looking to reprogram myself for happiness because I realized that I wasn't happy. I realized that I didn't know myself, and I truly didn't love myself. I didn't know, I didn't really feel it. I just thought like something you would really feel and you would know in a lot of different ways. And I just felt like there was a lot more potential. And so I went after that. And what I've discovered and been given and all these different things through the journey so far, it's incredible to know that it's possible. And it hasn't always been necessarily easy, because going through different things has allowed me to build that self-confidence inside of myself. The self-confidence in the healing ability inside, and my body's ability to heal, because I've gone through a lot of different experiences that, it's amazing to be here. Like it's a blessing, it's a miracle, and I'm very thankful, because it could easily be otherwise, but yet it's not. So how to not allow your mind to go down that necessarily role, that's kind of some of the hard truths in life, is that, what is really promised in life, because the reality is that there's change, and physically speaking, we live here for so many years. And so facing that hard truth of like, at one point in time, like everything we think, like what I realized is like we have to say goodbye to everybody at one point. So, How do we enjoy our time while we have it and not have that fear in the back of our mind or that thought in the back of our mind, but being able to allow ourselves to live fully as much as we can and to not leave anything behind. This is what Steve Jobs did. And he didn't necessarily share a lot, but what he shared is very deep. And he shared one of the questions he asked himself every single morning looking inside of the mirror. It was like, if this was my last day alive, would I be doing what I'm about to do? Like that sums it up. Like, that's a pretty good assessment for your decision-making process. And being able to live life to the fullest, because is this really how you want to live your life? And that's part of what I'm here to share, is that we can change the way we live our life a lot more than what we think. A lot of times we overemphasize money in different ways, but we don't emphasize it enough in other areas. It's not about finding this one thing and then it's about that one thing. We're so fixated on finding this one thing that's like the solution, right? But it always changes. One week it's this, one week it's that. It could be an oil, it could be a butter, and then it's this diet, it's that diet. Is that really what it's about? It's about the wisdom, the self-knowledge, the balance, the harmony, the knowing how to apply that inside of your life and create the best recipe for you. Because what's really working for you? There's different ways to be able to look at it. You could look at it through your blood. You could look at it through different constitutions of the body and different ways to perceive it, so that you know how to best understand it and what's going on and what can help. What can help with adjusting the cause of everything, with bringing balance, not necessarily that, but just allowing balance to take its place, because that's one of the understandings in healing and everything, is that, even science understands this as homeostasis, that there's a state inside of your body that heals itself. It balances itself out. And so that's part of the learning and the teaching, is that we can live in different states, because I want to live in a beautiful state of mind. That's my standard now. I demand that of myself first and foremost. And so how do we build that? And that's part of it, is making that decision, knowing that it's possible, that you don't have to live in that state of mind, in that state of consciousness. How you're feeling, you don't have to feel that way. How you've lived the last 5 years, you don't have to live the next 5 years in the same way. You can change. We have a superhuman ability in learning and adapting and changing and being able to understand and know inside of ourselves what to do, following that inner guidance and that instinct inside of ourselves. So being able to trust that, to not have to go off and consult with so many people. Yes, we have our trusted circle. We have people we know who are not just trying to take advantage of us, who actually care for us and consider us. And they're develop their interest into enlightened self-interest, because we all have self-interest. So if somebody's trying to hide that, then what else are they trying to hide? Because we all have self-interest, we all have needs. The whole point is not letting that get out of control where you're taking away from others, because we have enough on this planet. We have all the resources inside of ourselves, the emotional capacity, the mental capacity, the mental faculties. That's a huge area of this as well, is understanding that we have mental faculties of the mind, the higher mind, that we can develop through practices of meditation and different things, getting in nature, and developing our personal practice. That's what I'm here to help others with, as it's been such a big influence inside of my life, getting into personal development and taking that and what I understand that now is really building a personal practice that could be like a spiritual practice, whatever that is to you, but something that helps you build that peace, that direction, and that purpose inside of you. And where you're able to trust yourself, being able to create healing space, a peaceful space where you can allow yourself to be, where you can allow yourself to relax and allow the body to heal. You can start to let go of the worried mind and negative thinking, ants, automatic negative thoughts, that this is a part of life in a different way, that life is about balance. So you could get into good and bad, but they're one and the same, so you don't want to get stuck in that. You have to step out of that reality to understand that it's all one ecosystem. As you change one, you change the other, and it's about balance. We have seasons. There's changes in life. So being able to breathe and allow yourself to be. I hope this has helped you and opened things up. I'm just going to be speaking and adding more as I build the channel and as I build the podcast and be able to build the website and get the information out and the offers out as well too of this is how you give back, where you can donate. We got the books, we got the courses, the meditations, we're building the store. So we're here for you. We love you. Many blessings.